corned beef pizza on keto? Oh my gosh, wait until you try this. I have a cup of mozzarella cheese. I'm sorry, the oven is running with the other more classic traditional Italian pizza cooking, which is on my other video that I will link to at the end of this one. I want to show you something. I had this one time in my life and I've made it a few times since, and this is the first time I'm making it keto for you. I'm RJ, welcome to Keto Over 50. This is going to be a blast back to the past. If you miss a gorgeous corned beef sandwich on rye bread with Swiss cheese and Thousand Island dressing, you are going to go bonkers for this pizza. So I just cracked an egg in here, and just like with my Italian pizza, I am going to add some of the leftover chicken from when I cut apart a Costco rotisserie chicken. And the recipe will be down below. And then I'm adding the chicken. It's all white meat, but you can use whatever you like. And this is the fun part if you like to get your hands in it. And you smush up the chicken, break it into small little pieces. And I know there are chicken shredders now on the market that you can get, and you just shove it back and forth and it tears apart your chicken, but this is such a small amount that you really don't need an appliance. You just get your fingers dirty. Put them in there, and this is going to have a surprise ingredient. Two surprise ingredients actually, they're right here. One of the first things you learn to make when you're on a ketogenic diet is practically a staple, and that would be your chaffles, cheese waffles. And I learned how to make rye bread cheese waffles, rye bread chaffles, and all you have to do is add a little bit of toasted sesame oil. It's shocking to me that this comes so close to tasting like rye bread, especially if I make a chaffle and I just serve it with cream cheese on it. It tastes like rye toast. So this is a half a teaspoon, kind of, sort of. So rough with my ingredients. So that's a half a teaspoon of toasted sesame oil, and of course some caraway seeds. So we're going to do, I put half of my caraway seeds in a NutriBullet and got them pulverized so they would blend better. And the rest are whole. So there we go. There is 1 teaspoon of caraway seeds, some of which are pulverized and some of which are whole. So we have caraway seeds and toasted sesame oil, and I want to mix that all up, and you will not believe how this tastes like rye bread. But we're not making bread. We're making a REUBEN pizza that is going to blow your mind. Did you grow up going to a deli on the weekends or during the week even and having corned beef sandwiches or pastrami or omelets? I used to love this Denver omelet with ham and green bell pepper, and there's nothing like it. I thought, let me try this, see if I can make it keto. So far we have mozzarella cheese, an egg, and some chicken. So far so good. And I'm going to spread this out. It's a lot wetter than the Italian pizza. Again, we don't have all the extra Parmesan cheese in there, but when I top it, I'm going to use a very special cheese. Can you guess what I'm going to put on here? Put in the comments below. I think you're going to use, fill in the blank, this cheese to make a REUBEN corned beef pizza. You know, one of the things we get so bored on keto because you're eating sometimes pizza without a crust, or you're eating a bowl, or you're eating, meat and a vegetable, and that's it. This is a great way to mix it up, and it's so satisfying. I think you're just gonna love this. Are you ready to have your mind blown with this corned beef pizza? Like a REUBEN. We've got some homemade sauerkraut that I made. Pop, pop. How did I make this? It's amazing. I just shredded the cabbage and followed the directions. And you know, that's really all you need to do when you're making something. Are you ready to have your mind blown with this corned beef pizza? Like a REUBEN. We've got some homemade sauerkraut that I made. Pop, pop. How did I make this? It's amazing. I just shredded the cabbage and followed the directions. And you know, that's really all you need to do when you're making something. And if you can have someone walk you through it, it's even easier. And I was so happy to find that I still had some Swiss cheese left because I was just craving it so much lately. And I am going to tear it up so that there's some in every bite here. There's no Parmesan. There's mozzarella in the crust, but there's no Parmesan cheese on this. So it's really going to have an unexpected flavor that you won't expect, right? That's why they call it unexpected, RJ. Yes, okay, oh, I have plenty. Oh, I'm so happy that I have enough Swiss cheese for this. So just like, I'm gonna move these guys over and make them share the space here. Like bad children, there you go. Like good children. Get along. I just want you to get along. Did your mom say that to you when you were kids, to your brothers and sisters? I just want you guys to get along. So here we go. I have got Swiss cheese on this chicken mozzarella egg crust that has a little toasted sesame oil and some ground caraway seeds sprinkled throughout. So it's going to taste a little bit like rye bread. So who ever heard of a rye bread pizza? My goodness. Now I'm gonna put a little bit of the sauerkraut. Oh, it's jumping out of the jar. So anxious to be freed. It's been set free. And I'm trying to not get the moisture, the liquid, the brining liquid from the sauerkraut. Just enough to let you know that you are eating a delicacy at the delicatessen. So here we go. If you like deli food and you are on keto and you've had your fill of brisket and corned beef sandwiches and you really just don't know what else, where to turn next, this is the solution. Ugh. Okay, it's everywhere on my counter. All right, now this is a food saver bag full of corned beef because the last time I made a corned beef, I could only eat so much. The advantage of having a food saver is when you have a lot of food. I live alone, so I can never eat all the food that I buy. I like to shop for quantity. And what I'm gonna do with this, and so Food Saver allows me to make a corned beef and then have some leftovers. And how nice is that? You just go to the freezer and you open up a Food Saver bag and you've got corned beef for your REUBEN pizza. That is just amazing. You know what you could get too, if you don't make corned beef or you don't know how to, you can go to the deli counter at the grocery store and they have sliced corned beef, and I would just get it sliced thinner than this, and that's why I'm making it in chunks. I would just get it sliced really thin and drape it across the pizza as if it was prosciutto or a thin ham, something Italian that you would normally have on a pizza. Then when you serve it, you're going to put little dollops of Thousand Island dressing on your slices, and I think it's going to put your eyes in the back of your head. It's so good, and it's so different from anything else that I'm seeing for keto. So if you grew up going to the deli with your family on weekends, this is going to absolutely take you down memory lane. It's that easy. That's it. I'm going to make some Thousand Island dressing, which is so simple. I love Wickles pickle relish, but it has 4 carbs per serving. So I am very frugal. I use just a little bit because it has such a great flavor. So I would say that's about a tablespoon. And then I use regular dill relish, which smells like a dill pickle. I use a little bit of that too, just to get a little more pickle in there. So I mix the 2 of those, and that is 0 carbs. So you can't go wrong with the dill relish, but I just really love this one from Wickles. I have so much food that you use to put on other food instead of actually eating. So then we add some mayonnaise. That's about 2 tablespoons. And Heinz makes sugar-free ketchup. It's the best one I've tried, and it's only 1 carb. Did you know that there's like 5 carbs of ketchup, of sugar in ketchup? And you know, when you think about how much you use ketchup, like on a meatloaf or a burger patty, it's crazy. If you're trying to stay under 20 carbs a day, and you use a tablespoon of ketchup, and that costs you 5 carbs, it's not a deal I'm willing to make. Okay, so there's our Thousand Island dressing. Well, I'm sorry for the audio problems. It'll be loud and echoey, my guess, and it's time for a new microphone. I just finished with the REUBEN pizza. It came out of the oven, like with my Italian pizza, my little friend over here. I went ahead and turned on the broiler after everything, the cheese was melted. And I just wanted to make sure that the top was really cooked. The cheese, the Swiss cheese was melted. And the corned beef on top was great too. And the sauerkraut got a little crispy on the edges too. The edges of the pizza got a little too crispy because I was working on my audio and forgot about it. So at least I didn't burn it all. So here we have a little piece of that, along with a dill pickle, because if you've ever been to a deli, they put a bowl of pickles on the table. Do they do that still? I don't know. I honestly don't know, because everything's so different now. You can't have community food. So I'm going to take a big bite of this. Whoops. If I get a knife, I might be able to. And then I'm going to pick it up and eat it. There we go. And it is scalding hot. And I am going to take a little bit of this Russian dressing that I made and put a little taste of that on it, just like I'm right back in Public Square at the deli when I eat this. It's so refreshing, especially on keto, to have something that you haven't had 3 times a week already. So it's amazing. This is such a treat. So different from anything else that you get on keto. Sauerkraut is ketogenic, the corned beef is great, the Swiss cheese is fine, the crust is made with mozzarella and chicken and an egg and a little bit of toasted sesame oil and caraway seeds. And I'm telling you, this tastes just like it's made with rye bread. And then the Thousand Island dressing with the pickles in it is just, it tastes like a hug. It's fantastic. So let me know if you like this recipe, if you try it. I hope by the time you've seen me make this, you're thinking, I have to run to the store tomorrow and buy some thin sliced corned beef and some sauerkraut. And give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. You're beautiful for giving this a shot, for trying, for being on keto. It's challenging sometimes. And if you're over 50, you've probably been dieting for 40 years, like I have. So this is the way to make it really great. Have some community. Understand that we're all in the same boat. when it comes to this. We all want to be healthier. So thank you so much.